Hello everyone, welcome to Starting From Scratch. My name's Helen and I'm the artist development producer here at the theatre. And what you're about to see is the culmination of this year's Futures programmes. So our artists are presenting some very, very early stages of some new works, and the whole evening is paperless. So if you'd like to find out more about the artists that will be presenting, then please do scan the QR code and have a little look at the programme on your phones. You might need to zoom in a little bit on a small device just so that you can see it. And the whole evening is also produced by our producers programme as well. After each of the performances, there will be a slide with a number, so you can text your feedback, and there'll be a question that the artist would like a little answer to as well. So please do text your feedback to that, and then I can pass that on to the artists. I hope you enjoy the evening.
We met on Grindr. I know, but hold. He wasn't like the others. I know, but it's true. He started by asking me what my passions were in life and gave photography as an example of one of his, so I knew he didn't mean anything weird. One message in, and it already resembled something like a conversation. I mean, he at least had something over the guy that started off by sending me a picture of his asshole. I know. Hole before hello. Anyway, I was a little bit surprised to get a notification, if I'm honest. It had all gone a bit quiet on the private messaging front. I nearly deleted the app. Again. But something made me just change my profile picture. And it worked. Now, I'm not about to try and say that this was some sort of cosmic, fated occurrence. More just a feature of the app, coded in, new picture, top of the list. And it was a picture of my face, so I already had one over the multitude of torso pics and anonymous grey silhouettes. But an actual conversation. He didn't start things off by sending me his address out of the blue, asking me to come over. Turns out that guy lived one street away from me. The call is coming from the house on the end. Another guy asked me round because he was into, and I quote, sucking, fucking, rimming, and kissing. And I wondered, in that order? Now, I don't want you to think I'm like humble bragging. Like, I had so many messages, because that is almost a total inbox summary. Nor am I just out and out judging. Firstly, I'm just not cut out for it. Secondly, there will always be that thought in the back of my head that even if I said yes, took someone up on the offer and headed out across town at 10 p.m. at night to a total stranger's house, for whatever, when I got there, and he answered the door and saw me standing there, he would slam it shut, or try to make an excuse, or try and stall with awkward conversation, or decide to go through with it out of some idea of politeness, but really be internally cringing throughout, because I was not who he envisioned when he sent that initial message. Honestly, dating apps were a ride. But just like the final chapter of some quirky finding yourself before finding someone novel, just when I was about to give up, I got a message. And one that didn't scare me, freak me out, or confuse me, like one I have in mind. We started talking, getting to know each other, flirting. We eventually swapped numbers so we could ditch the bloody app and just text. Kept coming up with really naff ways of trying to get him to be the one to ask me out. Like, oh yeah, I've heard of that restaurant. Well, I'm up for trying it sometime. Sunday? Okay, so admittedly, neither one of us were really using the app for its intended purpose, and there's nothing wrong with doing that. We just couldn't, but we didn't know where else to go, what else to do. We wouldn't have met if not for the app. Smoke, haze, the smell of sweat, aftershaves, and non-specific alcohols. A sticky floor. A pounding beat. Clubbing! My friends head to the bar. One joins the queue for the loo, and two of us are tasked with finding somewhere to sit, or at least perch, so we can acclimatise ourselves to our new surroundings. Let the drinks hit before hitting the dance floor. I feel a slight sense of expectation. This is on me. We've brought you here to your people. Off you go. But like a panda, suddenly aware that it's a part of some breeding program, I feel like I'm being watched. We've brought you to a gay bar. Let's go to the gay bar. I'm in the mood for going to the gay bar. I'm in the mood for gay music. Let's go to the gay bar. It's always a fun night out at the gay bar with the gay people and the gay music at their gay bar. Let's go to the gay bar. Come on. Well, let's go to the gay bar. It's always a great night out and the bar is gay. Come on, we brought you to a gay bar. Look, everyone here is gay, and this bar is gay, and the music is gay, so bloody well go off and be gay, will you? Brought you to a gay bar. Okay. I'm not happy. I don't want to be here. It's loud, it's noisy and it's loud and expensive. Just to get in. And I don't know what they expect to happen, but it bloody well won't be happening tonight. If they're thinking what I think they're thinking. Now, this was just supposed to be a random night out. Suddenly, I'm the star. I mean, well, naturally. No. It's loud, it's noisy, it's busy, and I want to go home! Via the cafe for a late night breakfast or an early morning breakfast, however that works. One thing's for certain. If I'm going to get through this, I'm going to need a drink. A hard one, don't. Time to push my way towards the bar, past the people who've already got their drinks and are just standing there chatting. Don't. I don't even really know what it is I want. The guy beside me orders something bright orange in a plastic bottle and a shot of something clear, but what do I think will get me drunk? Don't. It was fine earlier. I mean, the pub was shit. But it was fine, albeit in a kind of shit way. But everyone knew their place, their role. Some were focused on alcohol. Pints, drink, more. Others were taking it slower. This was the chance for conversation. But if you're going to get shots, we'll get some too, yeah? Meanwhile, I could just sit back, take in what I chose. I could sip my drink and make it last, or play catch-up with the alcohol marathon, join in with the current conversational topic, or just sit back, listen to whatever shit was faintly playing through the speakers. I had options. I had choice. I could adapt. Okay, so I probably would still rather be at home. And I'm aware that I sound like a misery right now, but bear in mind, all this is in my head. As far as anyone else is concerned, I'm having a lovely time. And comparatively to what's coming next, although I don't know that yet, meta, I am. I didn't matter there, and that was great. But relocation to the gay bar, it's a small city, so we never call it by its name, it's the only one. But relocation means roles are switched. Suddenly, I'm expected to lead, to mingle, to party and partake in the offerings the bar is offering. Men, I'm talking about the men, strangers, but they're supposed to be like me, and we're supposed to bond over our mutual interest. Men. But I don't want to. I can't. With everybody watching, what if I go up to someone and they ignore me? What if they answer? With a strong vodka inside me, doing nothing, I shuffle after my friends to the dance floor. I don't know this song, and I am so sober. Yeah, let's dance in a circle. The guy behind me keeps hitting me on the backside. Now, I don't think it's a come-on. He just seems really into this new song. I don't know this one either. I'm sorry that my ass is in the way of your killer moves. I'm actually more sorry that you may think you've somehow attracted my attention like that, because no. Like when you purposefully leant across the bar so everyone would check out your underwear. I mean, I saw, but no, it's just as you jumped up, you knocked the other wannabe drinkers and I just clocked the disturbance. But you were not clocked by the guy who's standing against the wall over there. And he's watching everyone. Did he pay the entrance fee just to stand there and watch? Who wears a vest to a club anyway? Maybe he's tired. He looks like he works out a lot. A scream calls our gaze to the other side of the room. Gaze. Not a chilling scream, more excitement. And it broke the, well, not silence, I mean, we're in a bloody club, but it was enough to call our attention. Another group has just come in, and they are really excited about that. Drunk. Lucky. Ah, we're here! They basically fall over each other to get to the dance floor, because apparently they know this song too. I don't. The room fills. Another bump against the backside? No. I'm not happy. I know that I am whining about something that doesn't get to exist at the moment, isn't allowed to. And there's good reason for that. I'm not trying to suggest otherwise. It's just, this was created about a previous time and when the world was different. See, topical. And then created as a memory of that time. And the world is likely to be different again, but I hope that some version of the world that I'm whining about gets to exist in the future. Not for me, necessarily, although I am a very complex individual. I have actually enjoyed nights out at a club. Sorry to shatter the illusion. But for anyone who felt like they needed it, felt like they belonged, were safer themselves. And I hope that other versions of those sort of spaces get to exist for other people so that different needs can be catered for. So we all get to grow up with our own space in the world.
Look, I'm just saying, I don't think you should let the label define you, you know? Like, doesn't it say more about the one doing the mislabeling than it does about the one being mislabeled? Look, I know you're upset. I'm not belittling your feelings about it at all. It's just, how long are you going to be mad at me for this? It was a mistake. It was a genuine mistake. It was living on a prayer. And I'm sorry, but sofa just doesn't rhyme with halfway there. Living on a chair does. I know you're not a chair. You're quite clearly a sofa. A very lovely sofa. You are much squidgier than a chair. No, I am not calling you fat. I am just saying you are plumper, is all. Hey! Yeah, I have put on a few pounds, thanks. Lockdown's been hard. And it's not like you can't take the extra weight. I mean, isn't that one of the benefits of being a sofa? You used to fit 4 of us on here, you know? Yeah, I miss them too. It's alright, we'll see them again. We just have to wait out the next few weeks or months. Or, yeah, let's not think about it. Anyway, why did you pick this track? It's a terrible choice. Hey Google, skip track. Are you not talking to me now either? Hey Google, skip track. Well, that's much more upbeat. I can still see us all sat on the sofa. Not nearly enough room for four. Sometimes we would take it in turns on the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 on a sofa seemed too much for one sofa. But now I know there can never be too much. How I long to squeeze up next to you on that sofa again. Hip to hip, thighs rubbing. Where are you now? Are you sat on your own sofa? Do you still sit in your space, or does space not mean anything anymore? I bet you lie there. I bet you take up the whole space, staring into space, an endless void of space. I've never wanted less space than I do right now. I want you to fill the space around me. I want you to fill the space around my every empty move. Why move? An overrated gesture when all meaning is lost. Can you still feel me there? Can you feel my elbow digging into your ribs? I can feel your legs laying heavy on top of mine, a nuisance, an aggravation, a pressure weighing me down. How I long for you to trap me here again, surround me with your space. My sofa is lonely. More comfortable, perhaps. What once was warm, soft, and inviting now reminds me of the emptiness that surrounds this place. A practical device, deliberately placed. It brings me no companionship. It does not hug me when I wet its cushions with tears, or when I scream out in frustrated, agonizing emotion. It does not hold me when the loneliness overwhelms my very fibers. Fibers of fabric. I might as well be sofa. I have visions that one day we will all be on this sofa again. We will huddle and cuddle and hold on so tight. We will not let go until the groans from this aging, upholstered seating contraption warn us it cannot take our love any longer. We will snuggle and burrow until we no longer know where we begin and sofa ends. We will laugh again. We will talk again. We will sing again. We will revel in each other's stories. We'll absorb every minute, every second, every moment. We will not take for granted the space we lack, sat here on this sofa. 4 is too much for one sofa, but no more.
Fuck Tai Chi. That's what I say. Good for your joints, the daughter says. Good for your head. Keep you active. I've got my garden. Since this started, I have planted 5 azaleas and moved 6 roses. The neighbour's new conservatory is stealing their sun. In the mornings, I drink my coffee and watch the husband. The daughter got to him. He stands on the lawn, limbering up for his first posture. White crane spreads its wings. Sometimes he jumps in the deep end with Repulse the monkey. He looks bloody ridiculous. Does the daughter think I sit in a chair all day? I am straining every sinew, digging trenches on the sunny side of the garden 6 hours straight, not stopping to pee or drink. It's no joke at my age. I have to scramble through roses pricked by their thorns, exhume their roots from deep under the soil. I follow every tuber and tendril with my fingertips and gently shake free the mud. Sometimes the tiny filaments have clutched the roots of a neighbouring plant. I have to unfurl them like sleeping fingers round the bars of a cot. I gently lift the root ball from the ground. I carry it in my arms to its new bed. I pat down the soil around the plant, swaddle it to a stake. I leave the hose running till every vein sucks in moisture and grows plump. At night, I can't sleep. The husband snores beside me. I see all my plants lined up in the shed, their roots slowly drying out, hoping for their chance to live, willing me to dig faster. And the daughter thinks I need exercise. Fucking Repulse the monkey. At least at our age, I don't have to do that anymore. Yesterday, I went to check on the rose I moved, and the hose was off. The leaves had curled and browned on the stem. Water shortages. Shouldn't have moved it. I warned you, you're going to kill that plant. Did he think that before he moved me? Uprooted from our home. Put me in that place. The daughter, too. For my own sake, they said. Each morning, the nurses would enter my room. I'd wait for them. Change the daughter's nappy, feed her, sit vibrating with terror. I would have killed myself if I could. They'd empty the drawers of all the daughter's things, vests, nappies, muslins, even her teddy bear, and throw them on the floor. The floor they paced in with their germy shoes, comfortable shoes with dog mess in the treads, no doubt. They had the cheek to call it therapy, aversion therapy. They ordered me to touch it, pick it up, put it back in the drawers, which I did to get rid of them. As soon as they were gone, I washed my hands, lifted the daughter into her cot. I emptied the drawers, scrubbed them 10, 20, 40 times. If I lost count, I'd have to start again. I'd spend the day washing her clothes in the communal sinks. Didn't like to leave the daughter in her cot all day. No locks to the doors in that place. She was catnip to the other patients, leaning over her, stroking her plump little cheeks, touching her curls. She was frightened of the noises they made. Didn't trust the other women in that place, except for one nice girl, a midwife, who kept trying to drown herself in the bath. Sterilise everything, or baby might die. That's what doctors told mothers in the 60s. I took them literally and they called me mad. I was keeping her safe, and the other 3 who followed. They all tower over me now, 6 foot tall, the lot of them. It's easier to forgive him now I've been proven right. The world says so. Wash your hands. Touching the wrong thing could kill you. The daughter visits weekly with boxes of food, packets of healthy things no one would want to eat. Sometimes I wonder if she likes me very much. Girls are harder than boys. It's been easier these last few months, not having to kiss or embrace. I wonder, is that just the way things are? Your firstborn is the first fruit of a sapling tree. sour. I found him outside this morning, in his slippers at the edge of the new trench I'm digging. It's 6 foot long, 3 foot deep. I'm not sure the Tai Chi is helping. He seems depressed. Is that for me? The husband asked, peering into it. But that's not what I want for him. I want the husband to live. We need each other to stay on here, for me to keep my garden. The trenches for my roses are 6 foot long and 3 feet deep, in a lovely sunny spot. But we shan't lie down in them. Not yet. Fuck Tai Chi.
I'm going to tell you something. It's a bit of a weird one, so bear with me. I make the worst decisions when it comes to men. Now, I don't mean I've had one bad experience. No. I've had multiple bad experiences. Like back-to-back bad experiences. Now, for the purpose of this evening, I am not going to tell you the names of my exes. Instead, I've named them all after Death Eaters. I really like Harry Potter.
What's with the rambling?
I wasn't rambling.
You were. The point she's trying to make is that she has horrible taste in men, and this particular man we've named Wormtail.
Are you done?
We don't have all night.
Can I continue?
Yeah, sure. Don't mess it up, please.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so I just broken up with this other mental case.
Oh, let's call him Crab.
Can you hold your wish for like 2 seconds? Okay, so I'd broken up with this mental case called Crab, and I was about to start my second year at drama school, which meant I could finally go and do anything I wanted without someone judging me all the time.
Which meant party time.
Or something less embarrassing.
Dude, you wrote the lines.
Can you give me 10 minutes when you're not driving me up the wall?
No.
Bloody hell. Okay, so, drama school, second year. I'd just broken up with this guy that everyone warned me about.
I always thought you would be the one to change him.
And it's advice like that, Dee, which meant I had to move country to get away from him.
Oh, don't be so dramatic.
Now, because I so frequently listen to Dee's lovely advice, I've ended up in quite a few not-so-great relationships. I was not looking for another Crab. Quite frankly, I wasn't sure if I wanted another relationship at this point.
I mean, naturally, that's when these things usually happen, when she's least expecting it. On a boat, of all places.
It was a boat party for the first years at my school.
Yeah, she just wanted to have a good night. But then she met the good guy.
Finally, the good guy came into my life. No one was warning me about him, and quite frankly, he was such a wet blanket that I didn't think he could actually hurt me. Well, women.
Wet blanket?
Not in a bad way. Like, he was just really nice, and that he didn't have any ghosts of girlfriends past coming back to haunt me.
How wrong you were.
Yep.
Anyway, back to the story. They met. It was fairly unremarkable.
Hey!
Well, that's the point, isn't it? That's what you wanted. No one was warning you about him.
Okay, fair point. Okay, so we started going out. He was nice, but he wasn't exactly good at, how to put it?
Remembering stuff?
Exactly. He forgot my first performance at school. Now, that doesn't sound like a huge deal, but it was one of those moments where all the other actors at school got to see you perform for the first time. And everyone noticed Wormtail wasn't there. It was really embarrassing.
Really should have been a red flag.
I know, but I just put it down to innocence and the fact he never intentionally tried to hurt me.
Oh, but then all the ghosts started popping up.
Yeah, I found out he dated a girl in his year.
No big deal.
Exactly what I thought.
You guys did look very similar.
That was awkward.
Not as awkward as the trip to his parents over New Year.
Nope, don't make me relive that. Nope.
That is kind of the point, you know? Fine.
I got a flight from Edinburgh to Stansted after Christmas because he begged me to come down.
Bag packed, complete with gifts from Scotland.
What was that?
Scotland.
Anyway, look, you can never meet the parents empty-handed.
First shock. He has a pool in the back garden. Nice.
Except it's the middle of winter, so not exactly swimming season. So really it's a nice big hole in the floor.
By this point, you guys have been going out for what, like 2-3 months?
Yeah, roughly.
So it was a bit weird when Wormtail's parents kept you in separate bedrooms.
Yeah. I mean, I understand trying to keep two horny teenagers apart, but adults over the age of 20, both having their own houses in London, it seemed a bit late to me.
But you know, each to their own.
I mean, I was in their house. I would follow their rules, even if they were a bit old school.
Remember that one girlfriend we told you about?
The one that looks like me. Well, let's call her
Ginny?
Oh, Ginny. Perfect. Well, Ginny must have made a hell of an impact on Wormtail's parents because they kept calling me by her name.
You handled it so well, though.
I got through the weekend. But I had a lot of questions. Like, why were Wormtail's parents so hung up on Ginny? Was I a rebound for this guy?
Oi!
What?
It's not happening right now.
Oh, yeah, thank fuck for that. Okay.
Shall we move this on a bit?
All right, we're getting there. We both started fairly extensive rehearsal periods at school, so we didn't see each other much. I didn't think much of it. I figured we'd just see each other when we could. Look, Dee, I really don't want to talk about this anymore.
Come on, your gut is telling you something.
My gut is for digesting food. It doesn't predict the future.
What about the past? What if he's not telling you the whole truth?
Well, truth about what? I had a dream that he cheated on me. Doesn't mean he actually did. He couldn't have managed that and not get back to me. You know what school's like, a bunch of gossiping actors around, you can't have a secret.
Just text Wormtail. Tell him about the dream. If he hasn't done anything wrong, he'll let you know and it'll be fine. You trust him, don't you?
Yeah? Yeah, I do. You do it.
Right. Sent. Don't you feel better now?
Sure.
Oh.
What? What happened?
He said, I'm so sorry your dream was right about me. I have cheated on you with a guy from Grindr.
He cheated on me.
With a guy? What? It doesn't even make sense. Like,
Dee, stop making that noise. Stop it, you're hurting me. Dee, please stop.
It's okay. You can stop it. You can make it stop.
Please, Dee, I can't breathe. Dee, I can't breathe. Please stop. Why are you doing this? Stop.
Why? Why you? Why does this always happen to you? Are you being punished or something?
Am I? Fuck's sake, Dee. Why did you have to do that? I couldn't fucking breathe.
Stop distancing yourself from what I am. What am I? You're my depression, okay? You're my fucking depression. Now everyone knows that I have depression. Feel better? Yeah, I do, actually.
You should tell them the latest news about Wormtail.
Oh, yeah. Guess who's getting married?
Not her, by the way.
No. I'm too young for that, thank you. It's Wormtail, but guess who's invited?
Also, not her, by the way.
No. My boyfriend. My actual boyfriend.
But that's a story for another day.
Hi, is this 10 Downing Street? I'd like to speak to my dad, please. Fathers, dads, papas. For some, they're the bedrock of family life. The man who taught you how to kick a ball, who blasted Dire Straits from the car speakers as he picked you up from school, who told your first boyfriend that he'd rather shoot him than shake his hand. Not for me.
My name is Charlotte Johnson, and this is my story. My name is Charlotte Johnson, and this is my story. My name is Charlotte Johnson, and this is my story. Mike, can we have the next cue, please?
It was a mistake.
Yes, I know it was a mistake, but you can't just make mistakes in theatre. Look, can you just press the button?
It was a mistake.
Look, can we please just go back?
Fathers.
No, not quite that far.
It was a mistake.
Look, it should be track 2. That's the ending.
It was a mistake.
Look, whilst Michael gets his act together, I'll just tell you a little bit more about the show. I've never known who my dad is. I've never cared until this year. See, I've been trying to make it as a journalist, and I keep getting the same rejections. I don't know what he's doing. We've got time. I'll read you some of my emails. So I applied to Tatler, and Tatler said they wanted a copy of my family tree. BuzzFeed said, sorry for your application. We won't be taking it any further. Here are 10 reasons why, and they're all to do with the fact that we don't know who you are. Take this quiz to find out more. And BBC Wildlife magazine said, oh, actually, theirs is fair. They said I didn't know enough about birds. Ah, thanks, Mike. There we are. So, as a result of that, I started asking my mum a few tough questions and tried to find out who my dad might actually be. And it turns out that my dad is the most powerful man in the country. Not Marcus Rashford. Boris Johnson. My name is Charlotte Johnson, and this is my story. I'm traveling with a techie, a friend of my father's called Michael, or Gove, or Govey, if you will. Michael's been told that he has to reskill and retrain. Michael might not know it yet, but his next job is in theatre. Rumour has it that he's about to lose his job, and so far in theatre, he's not that great. But Michael's used to being underskilled and out of his depth. He has been for most of his political life. He's used to making mistakes. And mistakes might fly in Westminster, but they're not going to fly here. So you better pull your socks up, Michael. The year was 1993. Take That had just released Relight My Fire. The BNP had just won their first council seat in Tower Hamlets. And my dad met my mum on a short-haul flight to Brussels. Mum was working as a flight attendant at the time. Side note, she still calls it an air hostess because she says it's more dignified. Mum was working as an air hostess, and she always carried a six-pack of prawn cocktail crisps with her wherever she went because she was scared of foreign food. And it was her job to get the men, because it was mostly men, from their homes in London to their offices in Brussels. And Dad was working as a journalist. He'd just been fired from the Times for lying, but had failed upwards into a position with the Telegraph. And it was his job to export such untruths, such as the EU trying to straighten bananas or ban large condoms. It was myths like these that brought my parents together. And on one flight, my mum was doing her usual safety announcement when a bag of prawn cocktail crisps fell from her crotch. And they were picked up by a man with a mop of blonde hair. When the plane touched down in Brussels, the pair went for a drink, and 9 months later, I was born. Allegedly. And that's it, that's the story. Any questions?
Drugs. Drugs.
Michael, we've been through this. You can have your drugs after the show.
Drugs.
That stuff might be okay in Westminster, but the people of theatre are good, wholesome folk.
We respectfully disagree with some of the reasoning behind that judgment. Drugs. Drugs. Drugs.
I'm not coming up there. Look, if I give them to you, will you get on with the show? So they're in my bag, under the sound desk. I'm trying to be a little bit more eco-friendly at the moment, so I refuse the little plastic baggie that they come in. So the entire 3 grams is just loose in my bag. Look, just please promise me you won't do them all at once. So, you better be really on it now.
Yes.
So where was I? Mum met Dad. They bonked. I arrived. Before that bit, yes! Mum's never spoken about him again. But there must have been some chemistry because I found a note in her sock drawer in a bag of prawn cocktail crisps. And it's signed from my dad. Just unfortunately, I couldn't find who it was to because the top had been ripped off. For a bit of a change, I've set this letter to music. Actually, with the help of Dad's other mate, Oliver Dowden. I don't know if you know him. He's a professional in culture, the culture minister. And he's twinkled on the piano for us. And before we start, he wanted me to deliver a message. He wanted to say that he supports the arts wholeheartedly, and he completely understands what everyone is going through right now. Because as a keen pianist, he understands the arts. Thanks, Oliver. You can take it away. Here's the letter my dad wrote my mum. You've got a lovely way with words, the sweetest things I ever heard. And you've got such a beautiful mind. I wanna be with you all the time. And I could write the book on you because nobody knows you like I do. Don't listen to the things they say. You're the only one I think about every day. And without you, my life wouldn't be the same. And I know I got lost, did some things I shouldn't do, but the whole time I was thinking of you. And sometimes I would even shout your name. And I'd build 1,000,000 statues of you, so the whole world knows my love for you. And that was all well and good, right? But then I found the top of the letter and found out who it was actually written to. And the top of the letter just says, Dear Winston. The letter was for Winston Churchill, not my mother. It wasn't a love letter, it was the reason they broke up. You've got a lovely way with words. We'll meet them on the beaches. The sweetest things I ever heard. And you've got such a beautiful mind to make concentration camps. I wanna be with you all the time. He's dead. And I could write the book on you because nobody knows you like I do. Don't listen to the things they say. You're the only one I think about every day. And without you, my life wouldn't be the same. And I know I got lost, did some things I shouldn't do, but the whole time I was thinking of you. And sometimes I would even shout your name. And I'd build 1,000,000 statues of you, so the whole world knows my love for you. So it wasn't a love letter after all. It was probably the reason they broke up. Yeah, and we just don't speak about it anymore, ever. No wonder Mum broke up with him. Weirdo. And I was sent to boarding school at 8 years old, not because my family was rich, but my mum scraped every penny together she could to send me off because I reminded her too much of my father. I didn't understand why. Just letters would come home every term that said how disorganized yet charming I was, with a caveat that I was a pathological liar. And he still hasn't answered any of my texts or calls or Father's Day cards or requests for DNA. But just like those who feel a deep sense of patriotism whenever they hear Land of Hope and Glory, whenever I see my dad giving one of those TV addresses, I can't help but feel a sense of pride, knowing that he's got 66 million people to look after. And he's never forgotten about a single one of them.
I'm afraid that there is such a rich thesaurus now of things that I've said that have been, one way or another, through what alchemy I do not know, somehow misconstrued, that it would really take me too long to engage in a full global itinerary of apology to all concerned.
Thank you. And thank you for continuing to support my father.
Futures programmes, then please do take a look at our website. But I think we should welcome all the artists back to the stage for another round of applause.